The angels draw near today to share a vital message, full of nuances and insights about someone who occupies a significant space in your thoughts. There is a complexity in this person's heart that perhaps you haven't noticed yet, but which the angels insist you understand. The apparent indifference or the distance you have noticed is in no way a sign of a lack of affection or of forgetting. On the contrary, it is a protective layer, a barrier built by feelings so intense that, out of fear or insecurity, they have chosen to hide them. This person is, at this very moment, experiencing a whirlwind of deep emotions for you, and this truth is heavier for them than anything else. They might have adopted a stance of detachment, tried to get on with their life as if nothing was happening, or even convinced themselves that the distance would lessen the strength of these feelings. However, the angels show that every attempt to pull away only intensifies what they feel. Your energy, dear soul, is intrinsically linked to theirs, creating a bond that transcends physical barriers and time. No matter where they are, who they chat with, or what they do, there is an invisible link that constantly pulls them back to your image, to your memory, to your essence. But, if the feeling is so strong, why does this person keep their distance? What stops them from coming closer and uncovering this truth? The angels disclose that the main reason for this distancing is fear. Yes, the fear of giving in to an emotion they consider overwhelming, the dread of not being reciprocated with the same intensity, or the worry that this surrender might make them vulnerable in some way. This person has fought bravely against what the heart insists on feeling, perhaps due to wounded pride from past experiences, the insecurity of a possible new start, or because they haven't yet understood the depth and beauty of the bond that ties them to you. However, in the hours of solitude, when defenses drop and the soul expresses itself more freely, this truth shows itself undeniably. They feel something very strong for you, something that goes beyond a simple attraction or a passing affection. This emotion is not just an analog of specific moments or isolated memories. It is your presence, the totality of what you represent in their life, that fills and completes them. There is a uniqueness in you, dear soul, that brought a light, an understanding, and a sense of security they cannot find in anyone else. The way you used to listen to them, how you noticed their silences, how you were able to see beyond words and understand what was in their heart. All these little big things, which perhaps in the past didn't receive proper attention, now resonate in their soul, creating a deep longing, an absence that becomes unbearable. The truth is, they miss you in a way they can't even explain themselves, a longing that cannot be filled by anything else. And the angels go further, sharing something even deeper. This person has been constantly questioning if the opportunity to be with you, to open up to this love, has already been lost forever. This uncertainty has turned into a heavy burden on their soul, a constant restlessness that deprives them of peace. As the days go by, the feeling of emptiness, instead of decreasing, intensifies. They realize that the more they try to repress this emotion, the more effort they put into forgetting, the more you become present in their thoughts, in their dreams, in their very existence. Your image, your voice, your essence, everything materializes in their mind in a way they can no longer control. The angels want you to know that this person is at a turning point. They have tried everything to divert their attention, to keep their mind busy with other interests, but nothing works. Every attempt to ignore the feelings for you only strengthens them, making them more obvious, more urgent. And now, they are starting to understand that they need to face this reality, that they can no longer run from what is inevitable. This understanding hasn't been verbalized yet, perhaps not even fully acknowledged in their conscience, but their heart has already surrendered to this truth. You are, and always will be, irreplaceable. There is no one who awakens the same sensations in them, who sparks the same sparkle in their eyes, or makes them feel the same connection. And this realization scares them, because upon noticing this, they grasp the magnitude of the loss and the scale of what they might have let slip away. There is an underlying regret, a silent pain that accompanies them. The angels, in their wisdom, point out that this pain and this longing are not in vain. They do not exist to torment this person, or to cast doubts in their heart, dear soul. They have a greater purpose, a deeper meaning. The angels show that these feelings are opening their eyes to a truth that, for a long time, They refuse to see the immeasurable value you hold in their life, the transformative impact of your presence. Now, the crucial question the angels pose to you is, what will this person do with this internal realization? Will they find the courage to face what they truly feel? Will they manage to put their pride aside and seek your presence? Or will they remain trapped in this cycle of hidden feelings, of longing and silent regret? The angels uncover an intense internal conflict that is in full swing. The desire to be near you, to truly connect, grows every day, but there is still a powerful fear stopping them from acting. Fear of rejection, of the possibility that it might be too late, that you might have already rebuilt your life. This fear is what has kept this person in a distressing silence, even when their soul cries out for you. But this situation, dear soul, cannot drag on for much longer. A significant change is about to happen. The angels indicate that this person is approaching a defining moment, a turning point where they will be forced to confront the entirety of their feelings and take a concrete step. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, is orchestrating the circumstances so that this truth comes to light, so that they eventually understand that running from these feelings is no longer a viable option. This energetic pressure is palpable, and they feel it in every fiber of their being. Can you sense this energy of change in the air? Do you feel this closeness to an unveiling? Because the angels are confirming that something massive is about to happen. This intensity of feelings this person holds for you is not a mere quirk of fate. It is a wake-up call, so that they in the end understand the importance and depth of this connection that unites you both. And this call, dear soul, is becoming ever stronger, more urgent, more impossible to ignore. Before continuing the message, write this mantra in the comments. I deserve relationships based on trust and harmony. Now, getting back to the message. The angels say the intensity of the feelings this person nurtures for you has reached a critical point. The longing, previously an occasional annoyance, has turned into an almost uncontrollable need, an emptiness no distraction can fill. There is a growing restlessness inside them, a sense of incompleteness they can no longer hide. The angels show that, as much as this person tries to keep a normal routine, acting as if everything is sweet, their mind and heart are constantly drawn to you. They are in a state of deep reflection, revisiting the past, imagining the future, and questioning every step that led to the current distance. They have been experiencing days of intense introspection, moments where memories with you vividly surface, as if they were scenes from a movie playing non-stop in their mind. They are flashes of shared laughter, of exchanged glances, of chats that stretched into the early hours of the morning, of affectionate gestures that once seemed small, but now carry an immense weight. This person misses you in a way that transcends logic, because it's not just about your physical presence, but your energy. The unique way you made them feel understood, loved, and safe. The depth of this longing is something that torments them, as they realize your essence is irreplaceable. The angels state that this person didn't imagine the intensity of their feelings would reach this point. In the beginning, they held on to the hope that time would sort everything out, that the distance would make the feelings fade, and that they could move on without major consequences. But now, the truth asserts itself. Time didn't just fail to erase anything, it intensified every detail of their memory of you. On the contrary, it made every trait of your personality, every gesture of yours, become even sharper in their memory and in their heart. And this has messed with them in a way they never imagined possible, destabilizing all their defenses. This person, dear soul, has already tried to move on. The angels show that they sought out various distractions, trying to keep their mind and heart busy with other activities, perhaps even with other connections. However, the angels confirm that nothing worked. No experience managed to even scratch the surface of the depth of what they feel for you. No conversation brought the same comfort, no touch awakened the same connection, and most importantly, no other person managed to fill the void you left behind. And it's at this point that this person starts to realize an undeniable and frightening truth. There is no one, absolutely no one like you. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments, I receive the truth the angels bring to me, to claim the spiritual clarity the angels are sending. If you reckon this message resonates with you, I kindly invite you to support us with a small donation through the Super Thanks button. This support, even if small, is a light that helps us keep bringing inspiring and uplifting messages to everyone. Now, continuing the message. This realization has been a hard and painful process for this person. They find themselves facing an existential dilemma, accepting the intensity of what they feel and seeking a genuine reconciliation, or keeping running from a reality that has already become impossible to ignore. The angels point out a deep fear in their heart, a dread that it might be too late to express regret, that you might no longer be willing to listen to what they have to say, or that time has healed the wounds and closed the door for good. And this fear, this insecurity, is what has led them to hesitate, to pull back, even when the desire to seek you out screams in their soul. The angels show me that, in the recent past, this person was very close to getting in touch. They actually held their phone, typed a few words in a text, and mentally rehearsed conversations and excuses. But something, at the last moment, stopped them from going ahead. The fear of the unknown, the dread of your possible reaction, of what they might hear as an answer, paralyzed them. And this paralysis made them back down, even knowing the silence would only prolong their anguish and intensify the pain in their soul. They found themselves stuck in a vicious cycle of wanting and fearing, of desiring and retreating. Dear soul, the angels ask you to understand something essential and comforting. This person, although they miss you intensely, hasn't yet found the courage needed to face this truth. They are dealing with a whirlwind of complex emotions, desperately trying to understand how something that seemed sorted and overcome still has so much strength and power inside them. And the answer, dear soul, is simple and profound, because the bond that ties you has never broken. The connection between you is something that transcends appearances, missed connections, and distances. This connection is something the angels show as a golden thread, a bond of light uniting souls, an energetic tie that, regardless of physical distance or the time past, continues to exist and grow stronger. And the more this person tries to resist this truth, the more effort they put into breaking free from this link, the stronger the feeling becomes that something inside them is incomplete, missing, without you. There is a part of their essence that only finds wholeness in your presence. The angels affirm that this person is on the brink of a crucial decision, a point of no return. The coming days will be decisive, as they can no longer bear the weight of this longing, of this self-imposed silence. The need to express themselves, to free this lump in their throat, to say everything that has been locked away and repressed for too long, is growing with each passing moment. And very soon, they will be driven by a greater force to act, to break the silence, and seek your presence in some way. But there is an essential question the angels want you to ask yourself. In a moment of pure introspection, are you genuinely prepared to hear what this person has to say, to welcome the truth they will bring? Because when they at last step forward, it won't be with emotional games, empty phrases, or evasive answers anymore. It will be with the truth of their heart, with feelings they have guarded for far too long, with the vulnerability of a soul that is tired of fighting against love. And the angels say that when this moment arrives, you will need to decide, with the wisdom of your heart, if this story will have a fresh start, a new beginning based on truth and understanding, or a definitive end, freeing both of you to go your separate ways. The choice will be yours, and the angels will be there to guide your heart. Now, before we carry on with this message, if this insight resonated with you, write in the comments. I received the spiritual clarity the angels are sending into my life. This is an act of openness and acceptance for the blessings that are arriving. Now, continuing the message, the angels continue to guide this message with crystal clarity, allowing you to understand the depths of this person's heart. There is something very important that needs to be shared now, dear soul. They can't bear this longing anymore, and an explosion of feelings is about to happen within them. This sense of absence, which at first they tried to minimize and consider bearable, has turned into an unsustainable weight, a constant anguish. They miss you in a way they have never experienced for anyone else, a longing that transcends any other emotion. The angels show that this person has been striving to keep up a facade of control, acting as if they could move on without looking back, as if your absence didn't affect them. But in reality, there is a storm of emotions happening inside them, a silent chaos that consumes them. When they find themselves alone, away from the hustle and bustle of the world and distractions, their mind travels to the past, incessantly reliving the moments spent by your side. Every memory, every detail, every word exchanged takes on a different flavor now. If before they viewed everything with a certain emotional distance, now they feel every aspect with a depth that borders on painful, a mix of nostalgia and regret. They vividly recall your voice, your unique smile, the special sparkle in your eyes when you spoke about something that inspired you. Small gestures, which perhaps seemed trivial in the past, are now precious, treasures they keep in their memory. The angels say this person has begun to notice that no one else possesses this energy, this singular essence that you have. And it's exactly this realization that is generating a deep restlessness in their heart, an unease they can no longer ignore or silence. Comparing with other people is inevitable, and among all of them, you stand out, proving yourself as one of a kind. What this person hasn't fully grasped yet is that the longing consuming them is not just a reflection of good past times, but a clear and undeniable sign that there is something much bigger and deeper linking you two. This connection, dear soul, wasn't built by chance, nor is it something that can be replaced by anyone else, no matter how hard they try. They might even convince themselves they will get over it, that all this will pass with time. But the angels declare that what exists between you isn't something that simply fades away, because it's a soul tie, a spiritual bond uniting you on a higher plane. Before continuing the message, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, take a moment to subscribe. It helps us keep creating meaningful content for you. Now, carrying on with the message. They may have tried to run from this overwhelming feeling, seeking distractions in other company, or diving into new routines and projects. However, the angels affirm that none of this was able to erase the undeniable truth residing in their heart. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, is sending constant and clear signs so they can see what they genuinely feel and accept the depth of this connection. These signs can appear in various ways. A song that plays suddenly and transports them back to a memory of you, a scent in the air that brings your presence to mind, or even intense and recurring dreams where you show up vividly and real. And the angels show me something even stronger and more significant. They have been dreaming about you a lot. They aren't random or disjointed dreams, but visions loaded with meaning, messages from the spiritual realm. Often, they wake up with the distinct sensation of having smelled your scent, heard your voice, or with the impression that you were truly together, on a plane that transcends physical reality. These dreams leave them confused and disoriented, as they are so real that for a moment, they believe everything can still be lived, that the distance is just an illusion. But when they wake up to reality, the realization that you are not there hits like a shock, a profound emptiness that becomes even harder to ignore. The angels want you to know, dear soul, that these dreams aren't just a product of chance or imagination. They are a powerful form of spiritual communication, a call from the universe, so this person understands that your presence, your essence, cannot be erased from their life. Their heart is trying to send direct messages, even if the rational mind tries to resist and find logical explanations. Your connection is so strong that it shows up even in the realm of dreams, where the barriers of the conscious mind are thinner. And there is something even more impactful the angels are bringing to light now. They feel your energy, even from afar. Often, when they are distracted, caught up in their daily activities, they might feel sudden shivers, a strange and unmistakable sensation, as if you were right there, nearby, in their orbit. And the truth is, in a way, you are. The bond between you is so intense and deep that it transcends physical presence, the dimension of space and time. This person can feel your vibe, your life force, your aura, even when you aren't communicating, even when there is no direct contact. Now, what the angels want you to understand is that this person is about to make a high-impact decision. They can no longer carry the weight of this longing alone. Something needs to change, and this change is imminent. The universe is shifting energies and aligning circumstances so that very soon, a reconciliation happens, a reunion that could redefine the course of your story. The angels state that the right moment is being meticulously prepared by celestial forces. It might not be today or tomorrow, But this person is getting closer and closer to giving in to the truth that has always been present, dormant in their heart. The overwhelming weight of the longing is turning their fear into courage, their doubt into a pressing and undeniable need. They are being driven to act. And now, in a moment of pure introspection, I ask you, dear soul, if this person knocked on your door tomorrow, what would you say to them? Think carefully, with an open heart, and your soul connected to your deepest truth, because what is to come could change everything you know and expect. Your inner answer will guide how this story unfolds. The angels are sending you a special sign. Your lucky number for today is 5. Write in the comments, I receive the energy of the angels. My lucky number is 5 and I am blessed. I send love and protection to the person I care for and love very much. If this message touched your heart, show your support with a super thanks and help spread this message of light to other people who need it. Dear soul, the absence that once seemed bearable and even necessary has now turned into an unsustainable burden for this person. The angels point out that they feel completely trapped in an internal dilemma that consumes them. There is a part of them crying out for you, passionately desiring to reach out to you, to hear your voice, to feel your presence again. But there is another part, equally strong, that still hesitates. This hesitation could have deep roots in pride, in the fear of a possible rejection, or even in a paralyzing insecurity about how you would react to them stepping back into your life. However, deep in their soul, they know they must act, as the longing is no longer something that can simply be ignored or smothered. There is a crucial detail the angels share at this moment. This person has been keeping an eye on you more than you reckon, whether through social media, via mutual mates, or simply by feeling your energy from afar. This person tries, in every possible way, to stay connected to you. They desperately want to know how you are doing, if you miss them with the same intensity they miss you. This need for information, to know about your life, is a direct reflection of the depth of the feelings they harbor. And this, dear soul, torments them deeply, because the real possibility that you might have moved on with your life, without looking back, without waiting for them, leaves them in a state of constant unease. The angels show that this person asks themselves, nonstop, do I still have a place in their heart? Do I still make any difference in their life? This doubt is a persistent echo in their mind, stealing their peace. They fear having lost their place, their importance in your life. Before we carry on, the angels ask you to do a release and healing exercise. Write in the comments a list of people, including yourself, whom you would like to forgive. Visualize each one of them with love and compassion. Send them light and say, aloud or in your heart, I forgive you and set you free. Peace be with you. Feel the lightness and freedom that forgiveness brings to your soul, dissolving burdens and opening paths. Now, getting back to the message, what is happening at this very moment in this person's heart is a true and painful emotional battle. For a long time, they avoided confronting their most intimate feelings, preferring to distract themselves with other things or sweep everything they felt for you under the rug. But the angels explain that the universe, in its wisdom, is forcing this person to face the raw, naked truth, without any beating around the bush, the truth they tried to hide from themselves for so long. And this truth is simple, yet powerful. They don't want to live without you anymore. This realization has hit them with full force, scrambling their certainties and confronting their defenses. They might have tried in every way to ignore this deep connection uniting you, but all their attempts to move forward without your presence have failed miserably. No other person, no matter how hard they tried, managed to fill the void you left in their life, because what you had, dear soul, was unique. It was special. And now they understand that, like never before, with a painful and undeniable clarity. The angels show that this person is getting ever closer to taking concrete action, a decisive step in your direction. They have felt sudden and intense impulses to text you, to look for you, to attempt a genuine approach, but something always holds them back at the last second. What they fear most, dear soul, is not the conversation itself, but what this chat could truly mean for your future together. Because, deep in their soul, they know that if you open the door to your heart again, everything could, and probably will, change forever. And this change scares them deeply, because they know they would need to abandon old behavioral patterns, strip away their defenses, truly open their heart, and mainly, Admit they made mistakes in the past, that their actions or inactions caused pain. But the angels say they no longer have a choice, that the decision has been made by their heart. Their heart is crying out for you, dear soul, and sooner or later, they will be forced by a higher power to take this step, to surrender to this truth. Now, the angels ask you to ask yourself a highly important question, in a moment of pure honesty with yourself. If this person returns now, will you truly be ready to forgive? To forgive, dear soul, doesn't mean accepting just anything or forgetting what happened, but rather releasing the weight of the past from your own heart, so that, regardless of the decision you make regarding this person, your soul is at peace, free of hurt and resentment. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. The angels show that for this reconnection to happen in the most beneficial and healing way possible, the energy of forgiveness needs to be present in your heart and mind. What's in the past, indeed, cannot be changed, but the future, dear soul, can still be written with the inks of love, truth, and understanding, if both are willing. And that is exactly what this person is beginning to understand in their deepest essence. They are learning, the hard and painful way, that opportunities for true love cannot be wasted, that genuine and deep love doesn't show up twice in the same way, with the same intensity and purity. They now grasp the rarity of what you had. Dear soul, the angels say with absolute certainty that this story of yours isn't over yet. There is an outcome being meticulously written by the hands of the universe, and you, dear soul, have an absolutely essential and leading role in this new phase that is to come. Your energy, your choice, your truth will shape the way forward. Now, close your eyes for a moment, take a deep breath, and clearly imagine this person in front of you. What is the first emotion? The first feeling that arises in your heart? That emotion, dear soul, will bring a deep clarity regarding what you truly want for your life, for your heart. The answer you find within yourself will be essential for the next steps the universe is preparing for you, opening new gateways and showing new paths. Trust your intuition. Dear soul, there is something inside this person that has become impossible to silence. The longing they feel has grown so much, reached such immense proportions, that it now surpasses and dissolves any barrier they might have tried to impose on themselves, any defense they have built. The angels point out that, in the last few days, this person has felt a profound and inexplicable anguish, an emptiness they don't know how to fill. They feel constantly restless, as if they were always waiting for something, as if there was a gap in their soul that nothing seems able to fill, no matter how hard they try. They struggle to find answers, to understand why this feeling won't leave them. But the truth, dear soul, is already inside them. They miss you in a way no other love or experience can replace, a longing that is as overwhelming as it is undeniable. The angels say this person has been living moments of deep reflection and self-confrontation. They recall past conversations, relive moments in their mind, and ask themselves incessantly how everything reached this point of distance and silence. There is a growing regret in their heart, an honest recognition that they could have acted differently, that they should have shown more affection, talked more about their feelings, allowed themselves to feel more intensely and surrendered truly. There is a painful awareness of missed opportunities, and there is a very important detail the angels want you to know. They feel they have lost you. This thought, dear soul, haunts them, because whereas before they believed they had control of the situation, feeding the illusion that they could come and go as they pleased, now they notice, with brutal clarity, that things are no longer in their hands, and this lack of control, this loss of power over your shared destiny, is something that deeply torments them, throwing them off balance. They start to notice, with newfound clarity, that you have changed, that you are no longer the same person who once waited for them, that your energy has evolved, that you have grown stronger, and, in a way, this scares them even more, because it means it might be too late to get back what was lost, that the bridges might have been burned irreversibly. Your transformation is a mirror reflecting what they left behind. The angels note that this person has been observing your energy from a distance, feeling the changes in you. They notice that something inside you has transformed, that your aura radiates a new light, a new strength. Perhaps you have started prioritizing yourself more, valuing yourself in a way you didn't before. And this change in you, dear soul, is impacting this person profoundly, making them question their own choices and attitudes. They feel your strength, and it moves them. Before we go on, the angels ask you to take a deep breath and connect with this powerful truth. What is genuinely yours, what resonates with your soul, is never lost. It just transforms and finds a new way back. Now, continuing the message, the angels show that this person is getting closer and closer to taking a concrete step, a decisive move in your direction. It's as if they were being propelled, pushed by an invisible force from the universe to at last face what they tried to avoid for so long, what consumed them in silence. But there is one last big internal hurdle that needs to be overcome: fear. They are scared that you have truly moved on, that your heart is occupied by someone else, afraid that your response won't be what they hope for, that their words won't find an echo in your heart, terrified that all this time of silence and distancing has created an insurmountable gap between you two, a chasm impossible to cross. This fear paralyzes them, but it no longer stops them from moving. And the angels say something even stronger and more significant. This person is about to put everything to the test, to make a risky but necessary gamble. They know they can no longer live in this cruel doubt, in this painful deadlock between the burning desire to be near you and the paralyzing fear of trying. They feel, in their core, that they need to know, once and for all, if there is still a way forward for you both, if there is still a spark, however small, that can be reignited. And when this crucial moment arrives, dear soul, you need to be fully prepared, with an open heart and a calm mind. The angels ask you to reflect, with all the honesty of your soul. What do you truly want for your heart at this moment? What is your truth? Because this answer, this internal truth you carry, will be the key to everything that comes next, opening the portals to your destiny. Brace yourself for the insights. Dear soul, the longing tormenting this person can no longer be ignored, and something deep inside them is crying out for a resolution, for a clear outcome. They are starting to grasp that running from this overwhelming feeling won't make it disappear. On the contrary, with each passing day, your absence becomes a heavier weight, a pain they can no longer carry alone. It is a burden that intensifies, becoming unbearable. The angels point out that this person has been feeling deeply lost. There is an internal confusion in their mind and heart, stopping them from clearly seeing which way to go, which decision to make. They try to keep their mind busy with distractions, try to convince themselves that everything will be fine if they just ignore how much they miss you. But this illusion of control doesn't last long. The universe has been sending constant signs, subtle and intense messages at the same time, forcing them, in an unmistakable way, to confront this undeniable truth. What they feel for you hasn't ended. It is more alive than ever. And this awakening isn't happening lightly or gently. This person is feeling a true whirlwind of emotions, an internal chaos consuming them. And within this chaos, there is an intense and painful battle between the paralyzing fear of exposing themselves and the burning desire to do something about it, to get close to you. They are torn between reason and emotion, between safety and courage. The angels show that, at many moments, this person has caught themselves reliving scenes from the past with you, feeling your presence vividly even without you being physically there. Little everyday things, items, songs, smells, places, everything seems to be soaked in the energy of what you lived together, and all this emotional baggage is starting to press them unstoppably to make a decision, to break the silence. Before we go on, share this message with 2 loved ones who are needing this message of hope and faith. Let's build a chain of love and mutual support together. Leave a comment with a prayer for your guardian angel. Now, carrying on with the message. What the angels want you to understand, dear soul, is that this person can no longer run from themselves, from their inner truth. Everything they tried to do to silence this powerful feeling has failed. There is no longer any way to hide, smother, or ignore what is screaming inside their heart, echoing in their soul. They have surrendered to the inevitable, and that is why they are about to reach out to you. Yes, the angels confirm that the moment of truth is approaching swiftly and decisively. This person feels they need to look for you, to speak to you openly, to figure out if there is still a genuine space for them in your life. But at the same time, they carry a deep and persistent worry, What if you don't want them anymore? What if the door is already shut? This fear, dear soul, has been their biggest hurdle so far, because deep down, this person doesn't just want to have a casual chat. They want confirmation, a validation that there is still a possible path for you both, that the connection still exists. They want to know if, after all the time and all the challenges, you can still find each other again in a true, authentic, and healing way. They are looking for a real chance. But there is something very important the angels ask you to reflect on, with all the sincerity of your heart. If this person came back right now, with an open heart, would you be willing to open your heart to them? Because that answer, dear soul, will determine the next steps the universe is preparing for the unfolding of this story. Your internal truth is the key. Dear soul, the intensity of this feeling has reached a tipping point where this person can no longer hide it, even from themselves. The longing has become such a heavy burden that it now consumes them, going beyond any control barrier they might have tried to impose. Even when they try to go about their routine, something inside them screams your name, begging to be heard, to be acknowledged. The uncontrollable urge to seek you out is growing every day, every hour. But there is still something powerful preventing them from taking that ultimate step, from breaking the silence. The angels show that this person feels scared, not just afraid of your reaction, of what you might say or do, but an even greater fear of what this reconciliation could truly mean for their life. Because they know, in their core, that once they make this decision to approach, there will be no turning back. They feel that if they reach out, they will need to be willing to truly open their heart, to strip away all their masks, to drop the games and defenses. And this vulnerability, this total exposure, is something that frightens them deeply, terrifying them. The universe, in its wisdom, has placed situations in their path so that they, in the end, face their deepest and undeniable feelings. Conversations that bring your name up unexpectedly, places that remind them of you with an intensity that feels like a sacred call, dreams that are so real that, upon waking, leave them lost for a few moments, unable to distinguish reality from the dream world. All this is happening so this person understands they can no longer keep living in this doubt, in this painful deadlock that eats away at them. The angels say this person asks themselves every day, with growing anguish, do I still have time to fix my mistakes? Can I still get back what was lost between us? And this doubt, dear soul, is weighing heavier than anything else in their heart and mind. It consumes them, robbing them of their peace. They notice with painful clarity that by losing you, they also lost an essential part of themselves. And this absence, this gap in their life, has become a void that nothing else can fill, no matter how hard they try. It's a wound that remains open. Before we continue this message, if you haven't left your comment yet, right now, true love always finds a way. This simple yet powerful act strengthens the energy of the connection the angels are bringing to you, aligning your heart with the truth. Now, getting back to the message. The angels show that this person is preparing, internally and externally, for a decisive chat. They have already realized in their core that they need answers, that they can no longer put off this crucial decision awaiting them. And when this moment arrives, dear soul, it will be essential that you are fully connected with your deepest truth, with what truly dwells in your heart. The angels ask you to ask yourself, with complete honesty, what does your heart genuinely desire for this point in your life? What does your soul truly yearn for? Because when this person shows up in your life again, there will be no more room for doubts or uncertainties on your part. Your internal clarity will be fundamental. This is a unique opportunity, dear soul, for a definitive closure or a true and transformative fresh start. And this choice, the angels guarantee, will be entirely yours. Your will is sovereign. Dear soul, the angels show that this person no longer has the strength to fight against what they feel. The longing has become a burden too heavy to carry, an anguish that accompanies them in every thought, in every detail of their day. Every day away from you only increases this feeling of emptiness, this gap in their soul that becomes more glaring. They notice now, with a clarity they never had, that your presence was a light in their life, a safe harbor, something they perhaps didn't value at the right time, out of immaturity, or not understanding the scale of what they had. They feel caught in an overwhelming internal conflict. A part of them wants to simply run to you, without thinking about the consequences, say everything they feel, ask for another go, express their remorse. But the other part, just as powerful, is still gripped by fear, afraid that you have moved on, that your heart is somewhere else, fear that your response won't be what they hope for, that their words won't find resonance in your soul, terrified that everything they pictured as a possibility has become just an unreachable dream, a mirage in the desert. The angels point out that this person has rehearsed countless times what they might say to you. They imagine conversations in their head, think of ways to explain themselves, seek ways to justify their mistakes, their absences, their past fears. But every attempt to plan this chat ends at the same spot, at the same hurdle, the paralyzing fear of your reaction, of your response, of your look. And it is this fear, dear soul, that keeps them stagnant, in a vicious cycle of wanting and not managing to act. But there is something crucial the angels want you to understand right now. This person can no longer avoid the inevitable. The universe is orchestrating events, applying pressure, creating situations and synchronicities, so they no longer have any way to run from this decision, from this truth awaiting them. The vivid dreams, the persistent memories, the unexpected encounters with things that remind them of you with a sweeping intensity, all this is part of a bigger plan, a call from the cosmos, so that they eventually face the truth of their heart. Before we carry on, write in the comments, "I let go of the past, and I am ready for whatever the universe brings." This powerful act is a way of opening your heart to the blessings that are arriving, dissolving blocks, and creating space for the new. Now, getting back to the message, the angels show that this person is much closer to a decisive step than they realize. The silence, which used to be a defense, is becoming unbearable, an emotional torture. The urgent need to hear your voice again, to feel your energy, your presence, grows uncontrollably, consuming them. They might be hesitant now, but soon they will be seized by a sudden courage, an inner strength that will propel them. Something inside them will wake up, a call from the soul that will be impossible to ignore, and this awakening will lead them, inevitably, to you. The core question the angels bring now is, when that happens, dear soul, will your heart be genuinely ready to listen? Because this conversation has the power to change everything, to redefine the course of your lives. Brace yourself for this transformation. Dear soul, the angels share that this person is on the brink of a defining moment, a turning point in their emotional life. The longing, which before was just a casual and bearable annoyance, has now become an unsustainable weight, a feeling accompanying them in every thought, in every detail of their everyday life. They can no longer run from this. There is no way to ignore the truth consuming them. Something deep inside them asks for an outcome, for a clear answer, for a definitive action to put an end to this anguish. The angels show that, in recent days, this person has felt your energy in an even more intense and palpable way. It's as if you were right beside them, as if the subtle presence of your soul was there, breathing what they already know in their heart, but haven't yet had the courage to fully admit to themselves. They need you. They yearn for your presence in their life. Your vibe is reaching them in an unmistakable way. They have repeatedly asked themselves with growing distress, is there still time to fix my mistakes? Is there still room for a chat, for a reunion, for a true, fresh start between us? This doubt stays with them in all moments of silence, robbing their peace. When they lie down to sleep, you are the last thought invading their mind. Upon waking, the feeling of emptiness is the first thing they feel, a painful reminder of your absence. The angels say this person feels they have already wasted too much time, that they let opportunities slip through their fingers. They notice they waited too long, that they clung to fear, to pride, and to the doubts that paralyzed them, and now fear they have let the last chance to fix their mistakes, to reconnect with you, pass by. But at the same time, there is an inner strength, an urge beginning to overcome these fears, pushing them forward. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, has been sending increasingly clear and unmistakable signs, so they understand the time has come to act, to break the silence. Perhaps they heard your name in a random conversation, saw something that reminded them of you so strongly, it felt like a direct call from the cosmos. Or maybe, they felt a tightness in their chest, butterflies in their stomach, an uncontrollable urge to look for you, even without exactly understanding the rational reason behind this impulse. These are the gentle murmurs of the angels, guiding them. Before we continue this message, write in the comments, "The perfect timing of the universe shows up in my life." This act of faith helps align your energy with the truth the angels are bringing you, opening doors to heavenly synchronicity. Now, carrying on with the message. This person feels, at their core, that they are reaching a point of no return, where there is no longer any way to delay this crucial decision. They need to know, once and for all, if there is still a path, if there is still something to be lived between you, if the flame is still burning. They crave a clarity that brings them peace. And when this moment arrives, dear soul, everything felt in silence, everything repressed and locked away, everything left unresolved between you will rise to the surface in a wave of emotions and truths. The angels ask that you are ready, with an open heart and a prepared mind to welcome whatever comes. Because this chat, dear soul, will be a real turning point, a gateway to a fresh start, or a liberating closure. The destiny of you both is about to be unveiled. Dear soul, the angels say with absolute certainty that the moment this person has postponed for so long, that they have tried to dodge and ignore, is very, very close to happening. They feel in their soul that they can no longer ignore the call echoing endlessly within their heart, a plea that has become unbearable. The doubts, the fears, the insecurities that stopped them from acting until now, from exposing themselves, are starting to lose strength, to dissolve, faced with the uncontrollable and overwhelming need to connect with you once more. They might not have spoken yet, might not have verbalized this decision, but their soul has already taken a path. The energy the angels show is that of someone about to make a move, to take a meaningful step that has the power to change everything between you. And this change doesn't just stem from the desire to ease the longing consuming them, but from a much deeper and visceral understanding. They should never have walked away from you. Your presence is essential in their life. This person, dear soul, has understood, with crystal clear clarity, that your absence didn't bring the peace they sought. On the contrary, it made their life a tangle of painful memories, of deep regrets, and of unanswered questions, which tormented them day and night. They realize now that what they felt for you wasn't a passing feeling, a fad of fate. It wasn't something that could be replaced or forgotten over time. The link between you is real, intense, undeniable, and powerful, a bond of souls that time could not break. The angels show that inside them, there is a genuine and sincere desire to redeem themselves, to explain everything left unexplained, to fix the mistakes they made, to say what should have been said a long time ago, with an open heart and without defenses. But alongside this desire comes the lingering uncertainty. Do you still want to hear them out? Does your heart still keep a spot for them? They fear that, upon trying to reach out, they might find it is too late, that time has healed your wounds and your heart no longer has room for them. Afraid that time has wiped out any chance of a fresh start, that the bridges have been burnt for good. This fear makes them hesitate, but no longer to the point of stopping them from acting. The strength of their desire for a reunion is greater than any fear. Before we wrap up this message, if it touched your heart and resonated with your deepest truth, write in the comments, "I accept what is rightfully mine." This act of acceptance and faith opens the doors for the energy of the universe to work in your favor, drawing into your life what you truly deserve. Now, continuing the message, the angels want you to know, dear soul, that your energy plays a fundamental role, a transformative power at this moment. Your intuition, that inner voice which never lies, already senses that something is about to happen, that a massive change is arriving in your life. If your heart still holds feelings for this person, if there is still a desire for a true and profound reunion, be fully prepared for this moment as it draws near, because this person is going to show up in your life. And when they do, dear soul, it won't be with doubts, with excuses, or with half-truths anymore. It will be with the truth of their heart, with the vulnerability of their soul, with the certainty of their feelings. The big question is, what will you do with this truth? How will you welcome this insight? If this message resonated with you and your situation, write in the comments, "What is true always finds a way." Share your experiences in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.